All right, ready. I thought I would throw up a beard update video. I haven't done one of those in a minute. I've done a couple how-to videos and stuff like that, but I haven't really talked about my beard specifically in a while. I have forever been on the journey of the long beard. It's getting now to basically the longest it's ever been. I think I measured it one time at 10 inches. And when I talk about measurements, I take it from where most people that I watch on YouTube videos do it, and it's from the bottom of the lip to the end down here. So from here to here, I'm about 9 right now. I just got out of the shower, so I figured I'd do it now because it hasn't really started to pull up yet. You may have this issue that I do, but my beard's kind of curly, and when I first get out of the shower, the weight of the water kind of holds it down. But then as it dries out, it starts to go, and it all kind of pulls back up on itself. So it's really hard to tell how long my beard is most of the time because it just curls up on itself once it dries out. And it can be a little disheartening at times when you're trying to get it to grow out. It just seems like it gets to a certain length, it just doesn't appear to be any longer, but in fact it has gotten longer. It's just when you have a curly beard, it just has a tendency to pull up on itself, and it just takes, I guess, an exceptionally long length to finally have the weight of the beard hold it down. So I'm sticking with it. I haven't touched the length in a year. Right before COVID, which is now going on 2 years, well, I guess a year and a half, I trimmed my beard into a big goatee. So basically I started here and I trimmed it like kind of going at an angle following like the natural line of my mustache. I trimmed it back and I took the sides off. But since then, I let the sides grow back in, and I have, messed with it here and there. I have made videos about that. There used to be a time when if I touched my beard in any form or fashion, I saw it as a failure, and I would trim it all, cut it all the way down and start over. And that's really not the way to look at growing a beard. You're going to make mistakes. You're going to change your mind about certain things along the way. It's all a journey. And if you accept that, then you're a little more forgiving with yourself when you do stuff like that. So for example, I go back and forth between having a natural cheek line and cutting a line in. And right now I'm in between. I don't know if you can see, but like right now, I've got this patch of hair that starts here and goes up to about right here, comes down and goes back up to here. So if I let that grow in, that's a big patch of hair. And at times I think it looks cool. Other times I prefer the cut in line, but I go back and forth. But right now I'm letting it grow back in. It's been about a week. But that's one of those things I just kind of go back and forth with. And I used to just beat myself up about that, either just letting it go one way or another. And really, why does it have to be one way or other? Why can't you have a line at times and let it go natural at times? It's your beard. You should be able to do what you want with it. So anyway, enough about that. I wanted to touch upon some of my beard care products, what I use for trimmers and stuff like that. That has evolved over time. But again, the main point was just wanted to talk about where my beard is now. I'm hoping to maybe make it another year without trimming any of the length off, because I really have this high hopes of being able to basically pull it all up and put it in like a rubber band or a braid. The sides have gotten much longer. Longest I've ever had the sides grow out. I can almost get like everything in to, a braid right now, but it's still too short. Like I can put it in a braid right now, but it's just, to me, in my opinion, it's still too short for that. So I think another year of letting it grow and getting down to about right here, I feel like it'll just look more the way I want it to look to have a braid on. If you've ever seen Jeremy Sears, he has a YouTube site. I like how long his is and how far down he keeps the braid in it. But anyway, I want to talk for a few minutes here quickly about the things I do to maintain it. Like I said, it has changed over time. I used to carry a beard comb, but as my beard's gotten longer, the comb starts to catch and will break hair, so I don't use a beard comb anymore. I have one of these, well, actually I have a couple of these. These are just like goodie brushes that are kind of foamy. I find those to be the best on the beard. They don't pull the hair. I keep one, I have one at home, and then I actually keep one in my desk at work. If it gets really bad, I can just kind of grab it and head to my bathroom at work in my office and brush it out. So I typically don't brush my beard, but when I first get out of the shower, and then again, if I'm at work and I just happen to notice it, I find that the least you mess with it and look at it, the more you have chances of letting it grow out long. I was very guilty of over-analyzing it in the beginning, and ended up trimming it way too much because you'd have an errant couple hairs out here or over here, or it looked a little unbalanced, and before I know it, I chopped it all off. So the only thing I look for now are split ends. Like, I'll check the ends every once in a while to make sure I don't have any split ends, and right now I don't. So that means my beard's healthy and it will continue to grow. I don't really check, I won't pull hair out and like see if some are a little longer than others, because your hair's always gonna grow at different lengths on your face. It's not like they all just kind of grow at the same length. Some hair grows faster than others, some grow slower. So basically, ultimately, what I'm going to do is hopefully let it grow out for another year, and then once I can get a hold of everything and pulled it down and put it into a braid, I'll start just trimming the very ends off. That's how I'll trim it then. Now, how I got it to this point, I've made videos on this before. Basically, in my opinion, for the first 6 months you're growing a beard, you shouldn't touch it at all. It's going to look like shit, for lack of a better word. It's going to be growing in different directions. It's just going to look very unkempt. But if you start cutting in lines or like creating a shape too early, it's just not going to grow right, in my opinion. Like, you need like the undergrowth of a beard, like I call the underbeard here. That's what holds the beard up, makes it look, full. So in my opinion, 6 months. Just don't touch it, let it grow out. And then after 6 months, that's when I think you have enough beard to cut in a shape. And what I did was, after about 6 months of growth, I blocked it off. Now, it obviously doesn't look blocked off, but if I were to like brush it out, like just kind of take it back out to its normal shape, it's for the most part blocked off. I didn't taper it down. Again, I'm not really brushing it out well right now, and since it has been growing out for a long time, I probably do have some unevenness. But I'm telling you right now, if you're gonna micromanage your beard and always constantly cutting to make it perfect, you're never gonna have a long beard. It's just gonna, most people they think a long beard is like this long. For me, a long beard is like down to my belt. So I've bbeen fighting this for like a decade now. I just have to let it go. And every once in a while I'll make a video and some jackass will come in and be like, "Oh, you're getting some stragglers." I'm like, that's fine. That's part of growing a long beard. You can't sit and have a manicured beard and expect to grow a long one at the same time. It's just not going to happen. So anyway, like I said, I'm trying to go for the long one. For brushes, the Goodie brush, the soft, they don't pull on the beard as much. I've gone through beard oils, beard balms, and now for the price, Everyman Jack beard butter, you can get it at Walmart, very cheap. It's got the sandalwood smell, it's great. Whenever I see these at Walmart, I buy a bunch of them because they do sell out, and I don't want to be stuck without any of them. So for the money, you can't go wrong with Everyman Jack beard butter. It keeps your beard hydrated. It stays in there for a long period of time, but yet it's not oily. It's not. What I found with beard oil was I'd have to put a ton in, and then it would dry out, or worse yet, I'd get it like on my shirts, and I noticed I was getting like this ring of beard oil on all my shirts. It was completely disgusting. Just started noticed it one day. I'm like, what is it? Looking back, I'm like, what's that? And then like I had this ring from my beard touching my shirt, and the beard oil basically just staining my shirt. Plus beard oil is very expensive, and I made it for a while, but I put it in the morning, get it all over your hands, you rub it in, and then like an hour or so in, it had kind of all dried out, and my beard was back to being dry. I find that this stuff, it stays in it much longer. Like I said, it doesn't get on my clothes, and it doesn't make my hands feel greasy or oily like a beard oil does. So that's my recommendation. Now, I obviously have a shaved head. I have tried many different kind of shavers. I don't like the to the skin razor feel. I just don't like the way it feels. So I have this Remington head shaver. I could not tell you what the model is, but obviously if you were to Google Remington head shavers, this will come up. I've had this thing forever. It works great. You're not going to cut your head with it, and because of the angle, you can go around your head. Now, it doesn't take it down to complete skin, but it's pretty close enough for me. And I do this, like 2 times a week. I'll just do the whole thing right before I get in the shower, and real simple, real easy to use. You're not going to cut yourself with it, and you don't have to be real exact with it. It works very well. So highly recommend if you like to shave your head. I also don't like the look of sideburns all the way up to the ear. To me, it looks like a fake beard, or you buy the fake ones and they'd hook behind your ear. So I stop, about where this part of your ear sticks out. That's just kind of like my guideline on both sides. And I will initially shave it with our disposable razor, but I find that I can't use those to maintain because I'll often cut into the hair. That goes for also trimming in a line. I may initially just take my time and hope for the best, I don't screw it up, but I'll trim it in with a hand razor. But after that, everything is done with the foil. The foil is idiot proof. As long as you don't let it go past a day or 2 of growth, the foil will get that hair, and it will not cut into your beard at all. You don't have to really look close. I do the sideburn area and any place that I don't want to have beard hair. But again, you can't let it go more than a day or so, or it gets too long and this won't catch it. So if you're good about doing it every day, this is all you'll ever do, all you'll need after initially cutting in a line, or if you do your sideburns or anything. So I highly recommend it. I like the Remington products. Again, this is a Remington foil shaver. I think I bought this at Walmart too for like 20 bucks. It's lasted a long time. So again, another mainstay of mine for maintaining the beard. A couple other things I'll talk about with the beard. Not so much me now, but I've mentioned it before, but I think it's just important to talk about, is never trimming the back side of your beard. I see so many guys will cut a straight line down. It just looks so unnatural. Leave all that hair back there. It just, to me, in my opinion, it just makes it look like the way a beard should look. If you do trim this area, just realize that if you want a long beard, the limiting factor for having a long beard is getting this hair to grow all the way down and connect into your beard. So just remember that. Don't, like a lot of people like, oh, I'll trim the sides here, let the front grow. But if you're really looking to have a full big beard, I often say just leave this alone, and don't like sit and brush it out like this and start looking for those imperfections, because they'll be there, and before you know it, you're sitting there with a pair of scissors and you're trimming them. What I do most of the time is I will actually brush my beard forward like this. And what that does is it gets it all going in the same direction. It will make it look much fuller. So if you look at it from the side, you can see it. It almost looks like I've trimmed my beard, but I haven't. And you can start training your beard if you are going to eventually put it in like some type of a rubber band or whatever you're going to do. You can start training it by brushing it forward. And like I said, you can do this in the place of trimming your beard, because I feel like, in my opinion, when I comb it forward, it looks like I went to the barber and had them professionally trim my beard. Not that I do. I do not go to barbers, and I don't let anybody touch my beard. I do it all myself. So that's another thing you can do if you start feeling like your beard's getting crazy. Just start brushing it forward. Start getting that brush in there. Start brushing it forward like this. Take it and shape. You got that beard butter in there. Start shaping it with your hand. And for the most part, it'll stay like that most of the day. Now, if you get a big wind, it'll start blowing away. But if you're like inside or whatever, if it's a nice calm day, and you just, like, I catch myself doing this. It's just kind of something I do. I'll, like, if I'm sitting, I don't have anything to do, I'll catch myself doing this. And this is something I can't believe I'm going to admit on video, but some of you might do this too. Once your beard gets to a certain length, I'm constantly smelling it. I love the smell of the sandalwood. So what I'll do if I'm driving down the road, I'm like, yep, smells good. And that lets you know that, your beard's actually got to a length where you can actually get it up that high. So I'll sit there and I'll kind of like pull it out with my hand, shape it, just kind of grab it, kind of shape it. And I'm like, oh, smells good. So anyway, that's another thing you can do if your beard's starting to get longer and you want it to look, I guess, neater. Start brushing it forward. It'll make it look thicker and just give it kind of that shape that you want. So I guess that's about it. That's all I have. I have mentioned in previous videos about the importance of maintaining the front area. If you're looking to have a bigger beard, people look at you front on. I mean, they see you from the side, but most of the time when someone sees you, they're looking at you straight on. So if you can maintain that big mustache, this area right here, just let it all grow in. Don't try to, if this is weak on you, don't maintain that weakness. Let it just kind of do its thing, and over time, this area will fill in. I've talked about that numerous times. When I first started growing a beard, I had nothing under the lip. Nothing. It's like this big bald spot. And over a decade now, I've never actually, to be honest with you, I've never touched this area. Ever since I started growing a beard, I've trimmed the sides, I've trimmed the mustache, I've trimmed this length, but I will not touch this area at all. And it's only, a couple of inches long. So this area for me, it doesn't grow long. It did finally fill in, but I have nightmares about accidentally trimming this area, because I feel like that gives that feeling of thickness to the beard when this is all grown in. And then of course, this whole area, like if I were to make a circle, this is what people see. So your sides might not be that strong, but people are looking at you front on. So if you are hankering to trim something up, you want to trim the sides down, but you want to maintain that big beard look, just don't touch this area. And definitely don't touch the neck. Let it grow in natural. Over time, the beard will cover it up. I don't touch any part of the neck at all, and it holds the beard out, that hair under there, and it's all a big old tangled mess, to be honest with you. It's all curly and stuff, but I just let it do what it wants, and it holds the beard up. It's kind of like the foundation. So anyway, I've now rambled on for close to 20 minutes. A lot of what I've said is repeat stuff. Again, the whole point was just to do like a little update. I'm at about 9 or so inches. Looking to get it at least another 9-10 inches long. If I could get it to like 20 inches long, that would be phenomenal. And as we all know, everyone's terminal length is at different lengths. Who actually knows what their own terminal? There aren't many people that have ever grown their beard long enough to find out where it stops growing. I mean, I don't know where mine is. I'm hoping it's around the 2-foot mark or further, but who knows if I'll make it. I'm hoping. Got my fingers crossed. But anyway, thanks for watching, and I'll catch you later. Bye.